Thank you. Thank you. I'll take this. Thank you very much. Welcome to Tunachekis, Africa in the News. I'm Mike Mushi, and this is the show where we look at how media is covering Africa in relation to a certain topic. And today's topic will be the stolen, looted African art, African artifacts, African culture that are still in Western museums. So we are tackling these topics today because yesterday we posted a very important video where the German foreign minister returned hundreds of stolen Benin bronzes, where she admitted that these things were stolen without, they're just stolen, not borrowing or anything. They were kept, and the people who kept them knew what they were doing, right? She acknowledged the three most important things that people these days in the UK, in the United States, and other Western countries like the Netherlands still refute, right? So what did the Germans say that was so important, right? They admitted guilt. They admitted they knew what they were doing. They knew through colonization, these items were stolen, right? Most of the time with violence, death, right? Looted, sold to museums, sold to private collectors, kept on purpose. Even when these other governments, the Nigerian government started recalling them, when the Ethiopian government started recalling them, still refusing and knowing that they're refusing, right? It's not that they've got other excuses. It's just that they just don't want to let go of our colonized culture, right? And we'll talk more on why it's important for Europe, why it's important for the UK, why it's important for America to still colonize Africa culturally, okay? So the German foreign minister came to Nigeria, returned the looted art, pleaded for mercy, offered to create a state-of-the-art a museum to store these items, and then offered partnership, right? You know, this is what we want. If you're apologizing, come with something. Don't come empty-handed. It's a nice step, but we did the calculations. The amount of money those Benin bronzes have made in Germany over the years is still peanuts compared to what the German government has decided to give Nigeria as remorse. But it's a starting point, right? So how has this been covered in Western media? Okay, so for German media, they all covered this story, full featured length articles showing how good Germany is, showing how remorseful they are, right? But in other Western countries that are still having African artifacts like Belgium, the Netherlands, the biggest culprit, the UK, the United States, right? It was numbed. So what does this tell us about the media? The media, the Western media only covers what suits it. Germany media, the DW, the Chawela, they covered this event thoroughly because it suited them, right? The Germans came out as the good guys. Yeah, we're returning these items. We've apologized. We've done the right thing. All other British media, the BBC, they were numb. CNN, they were numb because they're culprits, right? Even if they covered it, it was just like a mention, right? So it goes to show these media news organizations just uh, give you what they need from you, right? They're not here to report the news. They're not here to tell you the truth. They're here to tell you what is convenient to them. Yesterday, it was convenient for German media to tell the world that they stole these items. They knew what they were doing. They've returned them. They're remorseful. Here is their due, right? Because it suited them, right? Even in the comments, everybody was like, yeah, what are the Germans really looking for in Nigeria? Because Nigeria has a lot of energy, gas, oil, right? Maybe the Germans are causing up to the Nigerian government. And by doing that, their concessions, right? So it just tells you Western media covers what suits their governments, right? So it doesn't suit the government for the British to cover what the Germans did, right? So nothing on that. Let's go to the British, right? Because now these are now the people who we really need to deal with. The British Museum has refused even to acknowledge the Nigerian government's request to have these items returned, loan, or even admit wrongdoing, right? And this is now what we need to do. Because Germany did not just wake up and one day decide to like return this art, give out money in remorse, admit guilt on public television, right? No, they were shamed into doing it, right? Chimamanda went to the, like I think it was the British Museum. She shamed them, right? We even covered that video. She shamed them, and through shame they had to return, right? The French have been shamed over time, over time, over time. Still, they've said they'll return, but still we've not seen a lot of hard evidence that they are willing to completely return everything they took. Now it is the time for the British Museum and the British government to return this art, right? They are in denial and only being shamed, being exposed online. You Tunachiki followers, every Pan-African is calling every government, like every government official in the British, the UK parliament thieves, right? Like shaming them to what they're like, telling the world what these people are. They're thieves. They know what they're doing, right? They know what they're doing by keeping these items. It's not like, oh, it's by mistake, or like excuses like, oh, we don't know how to return them. No, 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 no. They know what they're doing. The British Museum has made billions and billions of dollars from African artifacts, from Egypt, from the Benin bronzes, from Mali, from Ethiopia. They've made billions and billions of dollars because going to the British Museum is not free. Like it's a fee, right? So now the solution is that we have to shame the British into admitting, we have to shame the Dutch, we have to shame the Belgium, like all these museums, into returning what belongs to us. These items belong to us, right? So I said we'll talk more about cultural colonization and why these people are refusing to return our items, okay? So through cultural colonization, so most of you know we gained political independence, right? But we was till today we are still economically colonized by the West, and we are still culturally colonized by the West. That's why I'm talking in this language. That's why we dress the way we dress. That's why we look at we see Hollywood movies and think that's the norm, right? That's called cultural colonization. They're trying to erase what makes us African, and through hiding our art, through stealing our art, they think they can still do it, right? They can still hold us back to knowing how great of an artist we are. A good example is we did a Africa True Story on Pablo Picasso and how he stole from African artists and presented the work as is, right? When he was confronted that he's stealing from African artists, he denied. He said even Africans don't know what art is. So that is the kind of narrative the British are trying to portray till today, right? That Africans didn't have art. Africans don't know how to take care of their art. Africans don't know what they're doing. You know, this kind of foolishness and stupidity that they keep spewing out, right? Goes to show you, please think for yourself. Be careful when you watch this media news organization. Nothing is as is, right? And with that said, it's been Mike Mushi. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with friends and family. It's the best way to tell YouTube that this is a good video, and it will share it to other like-minded Pan-Africanists like you. And thank you for all our Patreons. Thank you for all our channel members. You guys really keep us going. Like if the views are low, if the views are high, we really appreciate you guys. You are a solid foundation to what we do, right? And please, if you're interested in helping Tunacheki directly, you can find all the information you need in the About Us page or in the description of this video. So with that said, it's been Meki Mushi, and as always, we'll check you in the next one, and Africa is watching.